What is up, you bushy boys and girls? Back at it again with another bushy fitness vid. Do you want to get started lifting in the gym, but you don't have a program or anything to go off of that is truly reliable? Well, Bush is your man. Today I'll be giving you the muscle groups you need to work out and my personal favorite exercises that I believe are very good for getting started. Before we get into the video, make sure you follow the TikTok, Instagram. Again, not going to edit because I do all my own editing and I'm a lazy bush. Here we go. So there are six main muscle groups that you're going to be working with. It is your chest, back, shoulders, legs, biceps, triceps, or if you want to combine and do arms, that is just fine. So for chest, we have the flat bench press, dumbbell incline bench press, and then some flies, whether it's a machine or the cables is just fine. For the back, for thickness, we have the barbell row, underhand, overhand, doesn't really matter. Preferably overhand, especially if you're very new, because that grip will give out if you go super heavy. Then a standard lat pull down will do. Again, if you want to change the grips, based on what you did for the row, like if you did overhand, then you can do underhand for the lat pull down. And then pull-ups, and I know most people can't do a regular pull-up. There should be an assisted machine at your gym, or get one of the stretch bands, wrap it around your knee, and that should provide some assistance for you. For shoulders, you got overhead press, whether it's a barbell or a pair of dumbbells, not just the front delt, but working every head of the shoulder. Then your lateral raises, preferably with dumbbells. If you have cables, that is fine, but as a beginner, you probably want to get used to using those free weights, build up those ancillary muscles as well. Now rear delts, if you have a chest fly machine, it might be able to reverse into a rear delt fly, but otherwise there are a few creative exercises. I know when I very first started, I did dumbbell skiers and bent over flies. You'll have to look those up. I definitely need to do a video on free weight rear delt activation, because yeah, that is a very neglected head of the shoulder. Legs, you got leg press or squat if you're very devious, but yeah, leg press to prioritize the freaking quads. And then a hamstring curl, preferably the seated. If you have a lying, go ahead, but I prefer the seated just because you have those handles for extra support. Calf raises, you could do seated, or I used to do a Smith machine and then you use like a little block of wood, kind of prop your feet up like that, and then you can raise your calves. My first gym was a YMCA, that is why I know these adaptations by freaking heart, because I know it's a struggle hitting some of these muscle groups, or these little target specific muscles. Biceps, you got preacher curl. There is either a standing or a seated one, preferably the seated one. There should be an easy bar I call wavy bar because it's kind of wavy. It's not like the standard straight bar like you'd use for the bench or rows. That is for a better grip of the freaking curlage. And that would go well with some dumbbell curls, and you could do hammer curls if you want. And I have a short that describes different ways to hit your biceps doing free weight movements, so go check that out. It's somewhere on my page. Triceps, your standard cable push down. You can go overhand, underhand, preferably overhand, like the back, because you will have a better grip, therefore more strength. Again, doesn't really matter. And then assisted dips, this would go well with a chest and tricep day, which I'll get into the splits. But like the pull-up machine, there should be something for your knees, or you can use some kind of assistance, like doing them on a bench. That's a good way to hit your triceps and chest. And then the rope push down, which is kind of a mix of the overhand, underhand. This will also be on the cables. That will target more of your medial head. So you got your medial head, long head, and lateral head. But medial, lateral, long. Long is the back head. So those are the exercises I have picked for those 6 muscle groups that you need to start your own program. Now that you know what exercises you need to do, there's a bunch of info online if you're still confused about how to do these exercises. Just go off with the name I said, and then yeah, YouTube. Try to use an accredited page. They might even be on a QR code at your gym. I know it's like that at Crunch. Now we're getting into the workout splits, what you've been waiting for. So if you're busy all dang week, you work 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, a typical grind, the ideal move here is to do a full body day. Whether it's Saturday or Sunday, let's just say Sunday, you go at 9 or 10 a.m., you're normally up there for work anyway. Saturday, you can freaking sleep in. So you want to include one exercise from each of the muscle groups. I'm not going to design a specific one because you're not going to have time to target each and everything. But as a beginner, especially if you only go, once a week, which isn't ideal, but hey, some exercise is better than nothing. You're still going to get bang for your buck doing 6 exercises targeting your entire body. It will add up as the weeks go by. Now, 2 days a week, ideally this could be a Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Friday. You want to leave a few day gap in between. And there are 2 routes you could go. You could go an upper lower, which is upper body one day, lower body the other day. So legs is what I mean by lower. Or 2 full body days if you really want to get more out of it. If you have more time, try to pick 5 exercises out of those 3 bigger muscle groups, the chest, back, shoulders, and then the arms. Just 1 exercise each will do. Those are smaller muscles, so you're not going to need as much volume. Now, 3 times a day, this is where we get crazy. You could go upper, lower, full body, push, pull legs. So what I mean by push is chest and shoulders, like the pressing movements. You are pushing the weight away. Wow, simple, I know. And then pull is like for your back, like the rows, pull-ups. That is more back prioritized. That's why back and biceps go all together, because curls are normally pulling and triceps are normally pushing. That leads us to chest, triceps, back, biceps, shoulders, legs together. And for this 3-day, you could go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That is perfect if you don't want to work out weekends, which I know most people don't. Having your workouts during your work days, that way you're having more actual rest on your time off, is very important. Not just for your workout recovery, but so you don't get burned out from life in general. Or if you're really insane, you could go 3 full body days a week. And again, since I ran through those 1 and 2 day splits with the full upper lower, now push pull, you can just plug in those exercises that you want. Again, go back, I list the muscle groups and my preferred exercises. You can just plug those in depending how much time you have, and you don't have to go on the specific days of the week that I mentioned, but I feel like those would be ideal. I know we all got things going on, whether it's school, full-time job. I'm here to help you work around that and be a better bush. 4 days a week, I could only come up with 2 upper, 2 lower. So you want to obviously alternate your upper and lower. So like Monday, Tuesday, have a break in between for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Pretty simple. Again, for that upper, pick 5 to 6 exercises, and legs, you don't have to do 5 to 6 as well. I know I only listed 3, but there are different variations if you want to get more out of your lower days. But again, if you're doing 2 lower days a week, I think it'll be fine if you do just 3 exercises. Same with upper, if you really don't want to do a lot of volume. Now, 5 days a week, this is a very ideal split for building the most muscle you can, especially as a beginner, getting those newbie gains, which is first few years. Enjoy them while they last, because I'm approaching year 3, and while I'm jealous of the quick progress I used to be able to make. I remember the barbell incline press. Yeah, I had PR every week. You got your push-pull legs, push-pull. And then this one is a little complicated, but combining chest, shoulders, triceps as one day, and then back and biceps another day, and then you got legs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And for females, I know you probably want to prioritize legs more. Just plug those in where you can. I will also add, if you have made it this far and you're, a bushy chick watching, well, Bush, I need some leg exercises. I'm trying to get a big dang butt. There are hip thrusts, abductors, and adductors. That is more of Mary's specialty. If she made freaking content, Should be all over that, hip thrusting, 400, 15 pounds now at crunch? Boy, I'm a lucky bush. Anyways, 6 days a week split. Push, pull legs, and chest, shoulders, triceps, back biceps, shoulders, legs. Repeat this twice. So if you're really intense with the 5-6 day, go for it. But I would recommend a 3-day split, especially within your first few months, because you will need time to recover in between. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is very ideal, but again, if you work specific days, you can push them wherever, but my main message is try to have a break in between your next workout. But feel free to use these exercises for the muscle groups I've picked out to make your own split, and I hope this has really helped you bushy boys and girls. So I know the hardest part about getting started is, what am I gonna do? And everything looks so intimidating. You walk in, people are repping the dang stack, depending what gym you're at, obviously. I started at the YMCA, so it was pretty easy going. Everyone's fairly new, or casual, as the gamers say. That's it for the video, you bushy boys and girls. Again, hopefully this helped. Don't forget to follow the TikTok, Instagram as well. I definitely need to make like a PDF of these splits so you can get a good visual, or more splits in the future, depending on your specific needs. Again, maybe you're a chick, you want to do more glute or leg focused stuff. This is really for people just starting or about to start. That's why I'm making this on a Saturday, so you can start doing these on the dang Monday coming up. Anyways, guys, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you bushes later.